Hey y'all, so this is my 60-day update. I made a list so that I can stay on track and hopefully won't talk for 20 minutes because I probably could. Okay, so we're gonna just start with the stats. So I started doing DDPY the day after Christmas. So it's been 60 days of working out just about every day. I only missed like maybe 2 days where I literally didn't do anything, just because I wasn't, either circumstances, took my whole day away or I was sick or something like that. But otherwise, I've at least done like a 15-minute something every single day. Most days I've done way more than 15 minutes. I would say at least 60% of the days I did 2 workouts a day. All the other days I did 1. So, and that's usually, 25, 35 minutes. Okay, so that's the first stat. In those 60 days, I have lost 37 pounds. I've lost 36 inches all over. And that is 7 inches on my chest, 7.5 inches on my waist, 6 inches on my hips, about 2.5 inches on each arm, 3.5 inches on each thigh, and 2 inches on each calf. And generally I am down a size or 2 in clothes, just depending on the cut and where it came from or whatever, because sizes are crazy. So as far as physical changes go, when I look in the mirror, I see the same thing that I've been seeing forever. But I can definitely feel it and see it in some of my clothes, so that's nice. I'm gonna be doing my my pictures, my update pictures, which I'm not sharing because not right now. At some point I probably will. I'm just not feeling confident enough to share those pictures in their full glory. But I will share some progress photos regarding the poses and positions, because one of the things on my list is that I am able to get deeper into positions, hold them longer, and that's really exciting. And do more on the mat as well. I'm working on getting over my fear of the mat, but physically also I'm able to do more on the mat. Generally speaking, I have less pain all over. Every once in a while, my one really bad knee will tweak and give me some trouble, but I've been able to kind of work around that, so that's been good. It hasn't really hindered me very much. I'm finding too that, things like going up and down stairs, walking, from my car in the parking garage to the elevator, things like that is just easier. Stepping up and stepping down on, platforms and things like that. Being able to walk and stand for longer periods of time. I wasn't like immobile by any means, but it was a challenge, for me to have to walk any kind of distance. Either if it was a far distance, my knees would start bothering me, my back would seize up, I'd start having hip pain, I would get out of breath. And stepping up and down, whether it's stairs or a platform or whatever, my knee would get tweaky and I'd have to take like 1 step at a time. It was, it was difficult. So that is getting much easier, much better. I was able to go up and down multiple sets of stairs, leading up to the stage at church, up to my parents' house, because they have a raised house post-Katrina. Things like that. I noticed it was much easier for me to do that, and I could just go down normally, fairly normally, not having to 1 step at a time. So that's really, really good. I've been able to walk and stand and socialize between services at church, which I never did before. I walked down my parents' street and stood at a parade for over an hour and a half last night. And had no trouble at all. So that's really exciting. And I've been, one thing that's kind of, I wasn't really expecting, but I had been having pain in this thumb joint, to the point where I couldn't hold a glass of water in this hand. putting away groceries, like putting away frozen meat or whatever in the freezer, like it would hurt really, really bad. So I wouldn't be able to do that on this hand. And I still have a little bit of pain there sometimes, but generally speaking, I can use this hand fairly normally without having to compensate too much. And what I've been doing is when I grab the ball, I've been doing this, you know, and when I reach up into touchdown, I do that with my hands. And so since I've been doing that, I've noticed a big improvement in that as well. So I'm really excited about that. One of the main things that kind of, when I shared before that I prayed for a miracle in this health area, in my weight. And one of the things that really prompted me to that point was that at church, I really struggled to worship fully and without the distractions. So raising my hands, standing for multiple songs, giving any kind of physical like excitement in my body, you know, it was all very, it was painful and it was hard, and I couldn't really do it for any length of time, and I'd wind up having to sit down and I'd feel really frustrated, and then I'd like kind of check out and I'd have to like fight to get back into it and just worship in the chair and whatever. And I mean, I know that that's probably something that a lot of people can't relate to, but it's something that's very, very important to me, not only because I sing, and that is something that I'm super passionate about, but you know, it's something that I need in my life, and it's necessary for me. And so for me to be distracted by pain the whole time was really upsetting to me. And so 2 Sundays ago, I went to church, and I wasn't on stage, so I was just in the congregation. And when we finally like sat down after all the music part was over, I realized what had happened, that I was raising my hands and I was clapping and I was doing a little jig, and I stood up the entire time and I didn't sit down, and I just kind of got a little overwhelmed in that moment, and I was just really, really grateful. So that's probably for me right up there on the list of the physical things that I'm super, super excited about that have happened, that have changed and improved for me just over this short period of time. So other things like, you know, I'm able to just hop right up and from a seated position, hop onto a bar stool without, you know, like really struggling to do that. I'm able to like cut my toenails without, you know, breaking a sweat. So that's really, and having to contort, you know, so that's really nice. I'm sleeping through the night, which I have not done in a really long time. And just generally my overall pain level is so much less than what it was. One of the worst things was, because I have a desk job, having to sit all day, my lower legs and ankles would swell to the point where it was very, very painful for me. And I tried wearing compression socks, and that was so hard for me to get on that I just gave up on it. And I had to stop like accepting things after work, like social things or church things that would involve me sitting, because I would be in so much pain, I wouldn't be able to contribute or pay attention or anything. And so that's not the case anymore. My swelling in my legs is like, I want to say probably 85% better. It's not painful anymore to me. And they feel overall, just in general, they feel so much better. So that's really, really awesome. Okay, I think that's all the physical things, other than what I alluded to before, in that I'm able to get deeper in positions and hold them longer, which is really, really exciting. The mental and emotional stuff is kind of blowing my mind too. I'm just gonna try to do this really quickly. I've gotten over my fear of carbs. All my previous dieting things within the past like 20 years basically has been cutting out all, you know, kinds of carbs that's not a vegetable. So fruit, you know, rice, potato, that sort of thing. I'm doing brown rice and sweet potatoes and fruit, and everything's going just fine. So I'm not stopping for food when, like, the last few days have been very, very emotional, and typically when those things would happen, I would order something, I would, stop at CVS, get snacks, whatever, and I haven't been doing any of that. So that's really amazing. Generally speaking, I am redefining my relationship with food, and so, like, I still have emotional moments, but I'm not going to food to deal with it. I'm feeling my feelings, I'm talking truth to myself, I'm unburdening myself when I need to, whether it's to a friend or to God or whatever, and processing through those things without adding food to the equation. And that is something that I have not done in my entire adult life. So I'm super excited about that. I had a moment the other day where I was just like, this is kind of sad to say, but like, I was like, I'm happy, like legit happy. Nothing in my life has really changed circumstantially. My job is the same, my family is the same, my social life is the same, but I'm happy, and it's really nice. So that's that. A few other things really quickly, and then I'll shut up. I haven't had any king cake. It's Mardi Gras. I haven't had any king cake, and I've been around them a lot. I've had 3 king cakes in my face today. No fast food, no chips. I'm not overeating for the first time in decades, and I feel like it's so cool that I'm doing this and I'm having the success that I'm having without doing anything crazy. Like, I am doing DDPY, I am eating sensibly, and I'm not using any like meal replacements or only eating salads or, anything that I feel like what I'm doing is sustainable. Like, I'm building a lifestyle, of just making healthy choices and redefining my relationship with food and not using it for emotional support. And I feel like this is something that I can do, and I can do long term. It's not like a way to lose weight and then I have to figure out how to handle food after, you know what I mean? Because I've been living on shakes and protein bars, or not eating or whatever it is, like, I'm dealing with real food every meal, every snack, every day, and just making choices that I feel like I could make for the rest of my life, So that's really awesome. And I guess the last thing is that I just really, truly, honestly feel myself getting healthier and stronger every single day, and that feels amazing, even on the hard days, even on the days when I don't wanna, or on the days where, I have more temptations than others. Like, being able to navigate through those things and make the good choice, or give myself grace if I decide that my body needs to rest instead of working out, or I need to have that taste of whatever it is that I've been craving and move on, like, giving myself grace in that, learning how to give myself grace in those moments is just been really, really, really awesome. So I think that's about it for the 60-day. I'm super, super excited and really grateful, Like I said, I prayed for this, so I'm super grateful to see the answers to prayer and to see such amazing results in 2 short months. I can't wait to see what next month is gonna look like on paper, and I'm also super grateful for the DDPY community and everyone's encouragement and support and feedback and answers to questions and tips and tricks and their posts, all of your posts that are like super inspirational and motivating and everything. It's just been awesome. So I guess that's the word. That's the word for the first 2 months. awesome and overwhelming and mind-blowing and emotional and lots of other words. But anyway, I'm gonna stop now. I need to go take all my progress pictures, and I need to get my workout in, and then do lots of other adult things, which like grown-up chores and things, which is not fun. But anyway, I thank y'all for listening. I hope y'all have an awesome week, and I will see y'all next time.